Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening. It is another amazing day in paradise. It's also a great day to change the world. It's an amazing day to change the world. Are you ready to help me? My name is Mama Kai. I am an emancipated and liberated mom. As a quick introduction, I'm passionate about parenting, which led me to be passionate about neuroscience, which has led me to be passionate about plant-based nutrition. And I'm not asking people to go vegan. This is clear. This is the clearest way that I can express it is inviting people to add to um, include 35 different types of plant um, items into their menu on a weekly basis. And that sounds shocking because most of us don't get that much, but we're talking fruits, vegetables, herbs, and spices, especially fresh herbs and spices. Those are all nuts, seeds, whole grains. So when you think about that, if you can think about, a salad, a smoothie, that takes a lot of care of a lot of them. So that's what I mean by plant-based nutrition. And that's the short story. If you're in the greater Raleigh area, I'll be sharing more in the next 3 to 6 months. For everyone else, it'll take the next 6 to 12 months, I'm thinking. But in this three-part video series, I'm going to share what I'm looking to accomplish and the 2 ways you can help me change the world. So this is going to be video one. And in this video, I'm going to quickly go over the 3 compassionate steps to eliminating homelessness, then the steps that I'm taking to address it. It like my big picture vision. So the 3 compassionate steps to eliminating homelessness are: one, meet people's wants and needs, and the second one is to provide an assurance of protection, or what I call KISS, keep it Samaritan style. And that means that when people are given a space to live in, that they're given guidelines on how to remain in that space, and they're not being threatened to be kicked out. Along with that line in the assurance of protection is that there's a mentor, they're provided with a mentor who can see their brilliance despite their bank account and hold that vision of life for them outside of homelessness or beyond homelessness for them and with them. Um, and then the third thing is paid training so that they can understand brain development and their nervous system regulation, to understand, and also trauma, becoming trauma informed on a very basic level, so they can understand how they got into the situation they got in, and which will lead to being able to stay out of it. So my big picture starts with the 4 properties that I've already identified in the city of Raleigh that can be created, that can become created that can become homesteads for the homeless. That just makes more sense. It sounds better that way. This is a concept of off-grid living within the city limits. They include community gardens, personal gardens, a school for the for adults and children, especially with classes for the parents, and then a communal space. We're starting with children and families. That's the first group that I want to work with specifically. And I plan to work with churches and businesses to privately raise the funds for the tiny homes and provide mentors for those who will live in them. And I'm also plan to solicit the city to find out how they can actually support churches financially when they actually engage in eliminating homelessness. Because our churches are where I feel the heart of this is, in community and individual people, I feel is where the heart of this is. And so if the city can support churches, especially when they are smaller but they're service oriented towards eliminating homelessness, then I think that would be a great way to to invest funds. I'll put it that way. Um, so that is just the beginning of that is the big picture of what I'm looking to create. And then eventually I'd like to have some more like acreage outside of Raleigh where people can go. And what the end picture looks like is, because these homes are already purchased, that when our families and individuals complete their training, they will be able to take these properties, these structures, these homes, whatever they've chosen to that is sufficient for their needs, and move out into the community, perhaps become an ADU on somebody else's property, or Raleigh has created these different ordinances that allows for what they call a flag property or something along those lines. And so what we would love to do is to connect people who are interested in having somebody share their backyard with somebody, connect people before that could possibly happen, so that when people are ready to transition into the next aspect of their life, that they're already positioned to have a place to move their home to, that they are already well established and they feel ready to be contributing members of society. So I'm so excited about just the vision that God has given me to create this, for all the connections that I made thus far to make this possible. And thank you in advance for the ways that you can support me, which I'm going to talk about in the next two videos. So hold on, stay tuned. I sent you a link to the playlist, so this should keep playing. Thank you.